Welcome back to another video. This is regarding Tripo 3D model generator. So this will be the case study. As you can see over here, this will be the following siege tank. If I will go within overview, we're gonna see the input image. And let's further analyze this. We see that the tracks are pretty well defined. So we see those tracks on the reference, we see them on the model. But over here where we're gonna have this additional element that will give the tank stability, we're gonna see that it won't actually be positioned onto a plane. So if you're gonna take a look at the reference, this is the siege tank while it's within siege mode. So this will be common artillery, and this is when the tank will be in normal position, like a default tank. Now we see that the Tripo didn't really actually manage to understand that plane, so it added additional depth over here and made those two, like, let's say, additional legs. Let's take a look at other references for the same siege tank. So we see it over here. Now this is a little bit better. As you can see it from the front, it will look like this. We have an additional blob over there on the bottom. Not sure exactly why, because within the reference that wasn't visible, as you can see it over here. And we're gonna see the details over here for the turret, and overall the back of the model is lacking details, as you can see. But overall this is a little better than the previous model. So let's take a look at the following one. So this will be a render, as you can see, with no texture, and the output model will look like this. If I'm gonna further extend that, we're gonna see over here those how many details we have on this concept. So this is a concept made by Blizzard, as you can see. And within the output model, we're still gonna have a pretty decent amount of reference details. We see over here that large cable, let's say for a hydraulic system or something similar, and we have that added over there. So overall, this model is a little bit better. If I will put the solid model, we're gonna see that it will actually lack details. So all of those additional details will only be within the texture. We see over here some floating meshes as well, and this will be the output. But overall, from this perspective, and we have this additional element pretty decent defined, but it lacks detail. And we have the last reference, which is this one. And you're gonna see that for this one, things are not looking that good, especially over here for the main gun. It will be really narrow, as you can see it. But overall, we're gonna see that the generative AI managed to understand the topology of the tank. So we see over here various cables, just like we have those within the reference, as we can see those. Now, the overall proportions for the turret may be within this concept render is a lot thinner than within the others. So therefore, the generative AI tried to recreate something similar to that. Okay, so overall, I think that Tripo managed to do a decent job. These are models that are not, let's say, ready to be added within animations and so on, especially if you want to use them as some props. We can further fix them. For example, this one is pretty decent. We can go and make a rigging for this and maybe move this a little bit upwards. But there are still some elements that will need to be corrected. So we see over here where that additional support, let's say, leg will be added. Over here, it should actually be moved upwards. So it still requires quite a lot of work to fix this. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this kind of content. I will position a similar video over here on the left side, and I will add the subscribe button to the right. So that's it. Thanks for watching.